Spidey Cat and myself. This watch-along, as always, is brought to you by the great patron of watch-alongs, Michael McCarstle. We, tonight, are going to be having a very spooky watch-along. It is spooky season, and as such, we are going to be watching Scream, which I don't even know if Michael McCarstle knew, but is my favorite slash perhaps only slasher film I truly love. I know there are Nightmare on Elm Street people. I know there are Friday the 13th people. I know that people like horror movies. I personally am a Scream fella because it's meta, it's got a lot more going on, it's entertaining as well as terrifying. I personally, Scream is my jam. I grew up with the Scream franchise. This came out in 1996, which is crazy because I was 8. I was much too young to be watching this film, and yet there I was. I'm very excited to be diving into this with you all. I'm personally watching it on DVD. I don't know where you might be able to find it for streaming. If someone in the chat can share where they're streaming this movie. I own this movie, and I'm a proud physical media guy. So tonight, before we kick off, while we let people get in here, I'll be drinking some coffee, but also a delicious Dragon's Milk Reserve. So I'm stoked to dive into this double bourbon barrel-aged stout with Madagascar Indonesian vanilla beans. Very, very, very exciting. So I'm also want to give some love to Matt Beardman if he's in here or watching this later. Matt Beardman got me on the Dragon's Milk train, and now I'm trying out the reserves and other stuff. So if you guys are beer folk in the chat, Tavour is a company, Tavour Taverns, Tavour, T-A-V-O-U-R. They're a team up of mine. If you guys want to get beer delivered directly to your home, you can get $10 off using the code KOY10 in their little promo area, and you get $10 off after you spend $25 on delicious beer, and it's from craft brews all over the country, so they gather the best craft beer to your flavor palette, send it to your door. Don't have to leave the house, just show ID, get some awesome beer. But in the meantime, I'm going to have some Dragon's Milk, which is amongst my favorite craft beers. Spidey's in my lap. I'm going to open this right her. I'm going to read the chat once I get crack-a-lackin'. AJ saying streaming, more like screaming, am I right? The great AJ Lancaster, who I'm teaming up with next month to do a commentary on one of his favorite movies, a review, rather. All right, I'm going to press play here in a moment, and then I'm going to go back through the chat and see what people had to say. Again, I'm watching it on DVD. I can't imagine there's any difference between streaming and DVD, but know that I'm watching a DVD from 1997. So if there are any differences, it's because this DVD is very old, maybe 98. The movie came out in 96, so I'm assuming it's a 1997 DVD. All right, I'm at 00. It says Dimension. It barely started saying Dimension. I'm going to press 5, 4, 3, 2, Scream. All right, there's that beautiful Dimension logo. That was so much of my childhood. There is a stringy goodness. All right, for those playing along at home, Scream just crashed onto the screen. So the Scream title just hit my screen, and now they're screaming. And we got the first phone. This is a corded, no, it is corded. This is a corded phone. That iconic Scream voice right at the top. All right, let me see. Oh, this opening's so good, it's hard to even check in the chat. The iconic Scream voice is oh so very good. Drew Barrymore crushing it in this big celebrity appearance. Drew Barrymore still is, but at the time was a giant star, and this was quite the pull to open the movie. Okay, let's see. A little Dutch angle from Wes Craven, little build up. That beer is delightful. Good God, you can taste the Madagascar vanilla. That is delicious. Ephraim, was you a fan of Party 5, the show with Nev Campbell? I wasn't. TV is not as much my thing as movies, and especially at that era. Mike McCarstle is in here with the drink. Good man, Charlie Brown. Black Loki says, I'm a legend, I'm the man. I appreciate that very, very much. G. Kova, what up? We are moments away. We are grooving. We are talking in the chat. Very excited for the new Rocky 4. Let's see. Spidey Cat is a legend. I'm also excited for Scream 2022. Do you guys remember Jiffy Pop? Remember the glory of Jiffy Pop? That popcorn, I used to eat that popcorn and watch this movie when I was like 11 years old, and it is very formative for my childhood. She's now off the corded phone, onto cordless because technology. Again, the meta-awareness of this movie right from the top. We're already talking about Halloween while she plays with a knife that would usually be used in slashers, which is genius. Oh, we're talking about all the movies I said that I like as well, but not as much as Scream. It's very aware of itself, which is genius. Like, this is like Deadpool level meta, and that's my jam. I love me a meta thing. Drew Barrymore, you are flirting with a stranger on the phone who won't stop calling you. Not the way it's done, Drew. VHS's rented little clam bake cases. It's going to be a lesson in nostalgia right here. Yep. Understandably creeped out. They beautifully mirror this in Scream 2 as well, which is another awesome movie. Yeah, get off the phone. Good. Smart. That voice is so perfect. Like, it's just the right amount of disconcerting, a little charming. It makes the character. Yes, Michael McCarstle. Remember, this is one of the few horror movies I like. I appreciate that. It's on Prime and maybe Shudder. That voice. Michael, this might be my favorite Dragon's Milk to date. This Reserve, just so you know. Oh shit. Now we know we can see her. There was the illusion of, I want to know who I'm looking at. Now we built up the stakes. She's smart enough to go around closing and locking the doors because she's seen enough horror movies, which is a beautiful commentary in the real world of a movie about horror movies that's aware of horror movies in their universe. At this time, that was not common to have horror movies be in universe in that. Fucking terrifying. Yeah, no, you should do that. I also remember being terrified of phones for a while, like Jaws. Like, people were scared of the water, I was scared of phones. Again, I was 8 when this came out. Saw it way too early. I probably saw it at like 9 or 10. Didn't see it in theaters. Saw Scream 3 in theaters, which has Kevin Smith in it. Smart. Great performance by Drew Barrymore. Now it's real. So she was flirting, because, flirting, and then we escalate the stakes brilliantly in the opening. Like, we're barely into the movie. We've already got our first kill. It's about to be shown for the first time, adding to the horror. Yeah, okay, here we are. He actually was all those things. Oh. The suspense, the beautiful, unnerving music, the fog. Wes Craven, man. Oh. Can you imagine also that his trauma and her, like, coping with him being out, like, all of this, man. The old blue screen of doom on the TV. This is actually how the Schmodown started. Yeah, she knows it. G. Kova said, saw Scream in 1996 in theaters for 25th anniversary a few weeks ago. The opening kill is better on the big screen. I have, in fact, seen it on the big screen for that same event. I forgot that was only a few years ago. No, I saw it right before Scream 4. They played them all up to Scream 4. That's when I saw it. No, Scream 3. Scream 3. No, 4. Under pressure, she got her trivia wrong, and now we lose Steve. Oh, we gutted Steve. And we still haven't seen the killer, keep in mind. So we're like 4 minutes in, 5 maybe. We've already got our first kill. Still haven't seen the killer, and we know the killer knows as much about horror movies as our lead here. Again, brilliantly meta. So I saw this in theaters, setting up for Scream 4. They played them all. So I didn't realize it was 25th anniversary. That makes sense. Who would I be in universe? Cotton Weary or Randy? I think Randy, but I'll tell you after we watch this. I like that question. After this kill, I'm gonna talk about Francisco's super slabs. I also like the idea of a killer toying with someone through the phone. Like, the stakes escalated with fire, obviously. Grabs the knife she was playing with before as an homage to horror movies. Now it's part of a horror movie, which is fun. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Yeah, the first shot of Scream is very much like the shot of the alien in Signs, that with the strings. And the streaming arms and everything is so cool and ghostly and intense. I love the Scream suit, the ghost face. The whole costume is so intimidating. I was Scream for like 3 Halloweens, I think. I had that ghost face suit used many times. Oh, twist. Someone's coming, even in the middle of nowhere. Francisco Montez asks, hey Coy, awesome you're watching Scream. My question is, are you a fan of Grant Morrison's Animal Man? I think it's badass and groovy. Good plug. Animal Man is actually one of my favorite top 10 graphic novels of all time. Animal Man, I think should be up there with Watchmen. Hold on, I'll be back. We've got our first actual ghost-faced appearance that isn't just in running shadow. She has to run by the gutted body of her boyfriend. We've now briefly seen Ghostface, and we think hope is on the horizon, but no. I also love how human Ghostface was. He falls, he trips, he's a guy in a crazy gown with a mask on. Like, this is all so tangibly real, which makes it way scarier for me. And, like, the people don't die instantly. It feels like the actual stabbing. Like, what, like, it's not a superhuman thing. It would stop at the ribs. Like, ugh. The brutality of the deaths in this are rough. Again, not superhuman. Affected by a kick, made a sound. All of this. Oh, and so close. Man, Wes Craven was so good at building tension right there, but she got her throat squished. And, you know, the slicing and dicing. And do we see? Of course not. But she does. She knows. Man, this opening's so brutal. how you start a horror movie. She's outside getting murdered right now. And the one phone line. Oh man. So the phone even ties in that way. Like it brings her family are involved in the murder. Like they're and then a deadline. You know, that opening's actually rougher than even I remember. I haven't seen these since Scream 4, so it's been a few years. Rough. A very young Nev Campbell. All right, now I answer question. Animal Man's in my top 10 of all time. I put it up there with Watchmen. Like, I think it's one of the comics. I think Watchmen is the graphic novel. I think somewhere around 3 or 4, I don't know what 2 would be, but somewhere in the 3s is Animal Man. So I highly recommend people read Grant Morrison's Animal Man. Great question. Thank you for the Streamlab. Our stakes are still high. We're still very available to be scared. Now we've got Skeet Ulrich, who, if looked less like Johnny Depp, could have had the biggest career, but unfortunately looked just like Johnny Depp. I remember I always wanted 2 doors for that. Something about the threats Ghostface delivered resonates me to this day. I agree, Jax Packet. I agree. What up, Eric Patterson? I miss movie fights too, Jax Packet. Coy, did you call the killer in the end and then completely surprised when there were 2? It was insane. Well, spoilers. I mean, G. Kova, come on. I did not. I was a kid, and also it's a great, great script and well written. And I love that it evolves. Each movie has a different twist. Each movie builds on, not ignores the last, which is genius sequel making. Not a lot of movies do. Michael McCarstle, hell of evisceration for being so quick. Haha. Kylie's in here. Kylie Patrano. This is the first time I've actually seen the movie. I'm a coward. Okay, Kylie's being brave. Everyone send Kylie your support. The bravery is real. It's a very intense movie. Fun fact, Steve's last name was changed partway through filming. One character says his original last name accidentally. AJ with the trivia, with the cleverness. Kylie is our newest patron, and Kylie is of the Hangout Zoom tier. So we just talked earlier today, and they're a scaredy cat, so I'm very proud of Kylie for being here. They somehow managed to top this cold opening Scream 2 with the in-theater stat premiere, which is meta in itself. I love the opening of Scream 2. It's one of my favorite film openings of all time. Period. Now we have the in-universe PG-13 conversation, and this is an R-rated movie, obviously, but the PG-13, the Virgin, which is referenced in many meta horror movies, but they're getting some over-the-clothes stuff going. Little PG action. A little sketchy there, Skeet. I don't remember how old they're supposed to be, but Skeet Ulrich, very creepy. Let's see. What's up, Sinister with a 3? And to think this movie made a Friends person famous. That's true. That's true. Monica, this definitely helped the career. Over the clothes, Skeet. You're breaking the rule. Respect Nev Campbell's boundaries. Remember the high ponytails? It was a good time. that early 90s alt-rock strum. Oh! I remember being a kid being like, boobs! Not even seeing them, just the idea of them. Insane to me. We're about to meet one of the best named horror movie characters of all time, as played by friend's own Courtney Cox. Gail Weathers. When your first and last name and you are weather-based and you work for a news van or a news company. Impressive, Wes. Didn't get that for years. I was like a teenager when I realized Gail Weathers. That top story jacket's badass. Jack's Packet asked, do you think Ski could have had Stephen Dorff's career? I think he could have had Johnny Depp's career, but Depp was a little ahead of him. Oh, I forgot this was a young Rose McGowan. I always forget this is Rose McGowan. I like that these kids actually look like kids for the most part. Like, some of them look in their 20s, but, like, this feels like a senior's freshman college versus, like, you know, sometimes the CW has 30-year-olds. The foreshadowing to give away the ending, but Michael McCarstle just said, I do love this cover of Don't Fear the Reaper, which is beautiful foreshadowing for things that happen near the end of the movie with those characters. I also love that. Yes! Henry Winkler. I was such a big Happy Days fan, like diehard Happy Days fan, so Henry Winkler in this makes me oh so very happy. We've grown up with this, man. 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. We build the universe really beautifully with the mom stuff throughout the films. There's this amazing continuity and world building throughout the films. I love Henry Winkler's weird choices here. I really, the first few times I watched the movies, really thought Henry Winkler was the killer. Obviously not the second time. I said a few times. That's a lie. The first time I watched the movie, I thought it was Henry Winkler. There he is, Matt Lillard and Jamie Kennedy. What a cast, man. Matt Lillard, Jamie Kennedy, Rose McGowan, Skeet Ulrich, obviously Neve Campbell. Watching it the second, third, fourth time always grows these character choices, who the killers are and how they're talking about things, and the foreshadowing, because all three of the guys are being super creepy. And that's the fun of these movies, is guessing who the killer is the whole time, and all three of them are acting sketchy. Michael says, movies like this would really make me wish I could have been in high school in the 90s, haha. You know, I had a pretty good high school 2000s experience, but I definitely wanted to be a 90s high school kid real bad for a long time. I've met Matt and I've met Jamie. I've never met Skeet, but I will. I will. Matt Lillard. Angel person. Absolute lovely dude. Also, one of like those slept on actors, man. Matt Lillard's so slept on as like an incredible thespian. Put some respect on Lillard's name. I want to see him in the MCU. Sidney Prescott's such a good name, too. It's no Gail Weathers, but Sidney Prescott's a great name. The Hello Sidney of the 90s is, or I guess the 2000s, but is fucking great. Oops, setting up, a little foreshadowing. Dad's out of town. We find out about mom stuff as we go along, but it builds stakes, builds suspense. Jack's pack, yeah, so there we go, there's the building. We don't know why that's deja vu yet. Jack's packet said, Dazed and Confused made me want to be a high schooler in the 70s. You know, I wasn't even a concept in the 70s, so I don't know that world at all. But as a Burning Man guy, as an active burner, 70s seems pretty dope. I'm pretty happy when I grow up, except for the present day where everything's falling apart. But I think I like being. I think the 2000s are an interesting time because we're on a threshold. Like this feels like 100 years ago. Cordless phones, cord-ed phones, no internet. This might as well be 50 years ago. I mean, look at that phone on the wall right now. There's like an old school wall phone. But like this might as well be 50 years ago. So it's really cool to be on the precipice of something so big. Like we're gonna see AI in our lifetime. We're gonna see cyborgs in our lifetime. We're gonna see maybe some post-humanism in our lifetime. But like this could have been. I don't know. I like growing up when I did. I think it's a very formative time to be alive. Gail Weathers in a bright green jacket. Aston Drew, it's going awesome. Michael McCarstle, ooh, Matt Lillard. Who could he play? You know, I said that without even thinking of who he could play. Mr. McCarstle, that is a good question. He would have been a great Star-Lord. He would have been a really great Carnage. Maybe Hobgoblin? Maybe... I'm gonna think about this. Because he's a middle-aged dude now. But, like, I could see him having some fun with Hobgoblin. Again, I really wish we could have had him as Carnage. Ooh, on the serious side, like a Ben Urich, like a reporter, if you've seen him in The Descendants. That's a dope 90s outfit. That sweatshirt, acid wash jeans, white Nikes combo. It's a nice house. Good space. 3 overlap fades in a row. That is how time passes. Now we know to fear the phone. She doesn't. She doesn't know anything about the phone. Well, the whirring of the phone. High five, Jesse Swift. Right, Raggy. She had a little power nap the afternoon. Now it's dark. Ominous tones. Ominous tones. Definitely Goblin. Could have made Deadpool if those movies were made 20 years ago. Very similar to that Carnage vibe. I would have liked that. There it is. First Hello Sydney. Just happened. Jesse, that's an excellent joke in the chat. 10 points to Gryffindor. It wasn't me. Now we outline the rules, and we later on outline the rules even more. Again, great world building. The music cues are fantastic. This score is great. Music to cry to. Do you think Scream 5 will still be able to surprise us with a shocking twist, or is this world of Scream too predictable after 4 films? They've surprised me after 3 of 4. I believe in them for 5. I think they got this, especially with the cast they assembled. I really believe in Scream 5. I'm very excited about it. It's in my top 10 most anticipated next year. Matt Lillard as live action Plastic Man. Love that. Fucking love that. Plastic Man. Yes. Don't do that. You just said how dumb that was, Sydney. What are you doing? Sydney, you're acting like a horror movie character. Come on. But under pressure, people make dumb decisions. That's the point. It's way scarier, though, because we know how the stakes are. We feel it. And she just let him in the house. Michael, I'm glad we're doing this, man. This is fun. I haven't seen this in a few years. This is great. When was Scream 4? It was a while ago. Now, Randy would never say that, so... But now he's already in the house. He's left the door open. Unlocked. What are you doing, Sydney? But since she's a great final girl, this fight goes well. We've already shown the humanity of the Ghostface. We've already established, like, you know, the fallibility of the character. I love how human everything is. Makes it so much scarier. Yeah. Like, her winning it all makes this movie a different genre. And now she's forced to run upstairs instead of out the front door, which is funny because they just talked about it. Obviously, the movie knows what it's doing. Boom, double door. As we established in the love scene, it looked like it was just going to be used for the dad moment, but obviously it's well established here. Now, between the two of them, I assume this is, well, the one that didn't get his way earlier. Yep, there it is. I guess there's proto-internet. You got dial, you know, this use. This is a beautiful, beautiful twist right here. Or setting up twist. Boom. Phone drop. Because him being perceived as guilty actually makes him more innocent very shortly. It's very clever. This first one's so fucking good. Do we? We need a Lillard sans. I agree. It's time for the Lillard sans. Sydney Prescott, top 5 final girl. Absolutely agree, Jax Packet. Absolutely agree. AJ's in here saying hi to Jesse. Justin C's here. Lillard is Thin Man in the MCU. Lillard is Joker. That'd be fun, man. I like that. I do call shenanigans and something having good enough internet back then to be able to do that. It does seem bold. 96? I mean, I didn't invent the internet, but it seems bold. Feel bad about how this affected. I mean, it gave Arquette a bigger career, but it affected his whole career, and that's always rough. Also, this cat is just so snuggly. Look at him snuggling. He's been overeating, as you can see, but he's very snuggly. Gail Weathers. Also, the Scary Movie franchise exists because of the glory of this movie, and it's important to the culture. If I have time, I may end up watching all 4 of these. Maybe on Halloween. Dunkin' Donuts, kid. Cops and the donuts, they got good taste. What are you doing with a cellular telephone? Everyone's got cell phones. You could track the phone records. Yep, there you go. Again, proving his innocence proves his innocence, which is a great setup for his guilt. Now, we're gonna end up spoiling the end of this movie. I gotta say sorry to Kylie and anyone else that hasn't seen it yet, but it is inevitable. Especially here, because I agree, we gotta talk about it. I love how this film uses Billy as a red herring, only to reveal he's one of the killers. Brilliant move to make him obvious. You doubt him again. The guilt and innocence playing from the very beginning, making him so creepy, making him clearly ominous, planting all that. Genius use of red herring. Great Hitchcock-esque. 90s Neve Campbell could have been an excellent death if a live-action Sandman. Yes, also, she was my Rogue. I wanted her as Rogue forever. 90s X-Men Rogue Neve Campbell. Based on trailer alone, I think Scream 2022 will succeed where Scream 4 failed. I've only seen Scream 4 once, but I saw it in theaters, and I saw it after watching Scream 1 through 3 as a marathon, so I liked it, but I don't remember it at all, and I've only seen it once. I love that it's an easily accessible costume, and then it became that. Like, that costume sold out for years. Michael said, yeah, really hard not to have this movie spoiled by now. It's only been 26 years, 25 years. Music to Cry 2, so sorry for spoiling it. I mean, 25 years, and Kylie's admittedly scared of movies, so we probably just did a favor, because less scary. No Harm, No Foul, Music to Cry 2. Is that also a Hitchcock reference, Music to Be Murdered By? Obviously referencing Hitchcock, Music to Cry 2. Is that Hitchcock? Do you guys, anyone in the chat, do you guys remember that costume being sold out for like 5 years? I remember mine was like gold. Friends borrowed it. I think I got mine in like 99 or 2000. But yeah, that costume was the shit. Gail Weathers. Just the worst. Yeah. Scream is terrifying because it could actually happen. Kylie, exactly why this movie is better than most. It feels so tangible. It's also why Spider-Man should be a friendly neighborhood. Tangible. Right, Spidey? Jesse says, okay, no relation, but give me Brett Goldstein as J. Jonah. I've got one better for you. Brett Goldstein as Wolverine. Bub. Aren't bows scary? Oh shit. Hello? And think of how many movies this inspired. Like, how many horror movies... I mean, The Strangers owes a lot to this. Every slasher that came out after owes a lot to this. A lot of meta-comedies owe a lot to this. The score is so fucking good, too, this song. Banger. Cotton Weary. Ooh, old Corn Chex box. In the center, feature frame. Great, great, great. So true, the films like the original Friday the 13th feel the most terrifying. I agree, and I love the twist, the original Friday the 13th as well. The Strangers is slept on horror property, I think deserves more credit. I love The Strangers. Gotta go do the commute home. Leave y'all with one last thought. Red Right Hand by Nick Cave is an absolute buff that should be on more spooky season playlists. I love that. Good call. Good call, AJ. This film is surprisingly brutal without falling into extremes. That's why I love it, because you feel it, but it's not so much so that it's torture porn or pulls you out of it. And again, the students feel like students for the most part. The world feels real. Therefore, the brutal deaths feel possible, which makes them way scarier. Ooh, intrigue, good B plot. Look at that haircut. That is a 90s hair. Gail Weathers. Another book deal, Gail Weathers. I love the charmingly selfish Gail Weathers. Candyman, another great horror reference. Fucked up, as it would be. Again, perfect costume. Oh, Billy Loomis. Oh, the Skeeto Rick guilt trip. God, I love Henry in this. Yeah, deserved. Another great horror trope, the women's bathroom conversations, drama, gossip, goes back to 80s horror and earlier. Great way to get backstory through shitty gossip. Yeah, the Wes Craven janitor cameo. Could tell these were the audition scenes for these actresses. 90s outfits for days. McCarstle, yes, Savage Teens. Ricky Lake. This poor traumatized girl. You really feel for Sydney. She is a great final girl. And man, she looks so much like Jim Lee's Rogue, man. She would have been such a great Rogue. This shot scared the fuck out of me as a kid. There it is. Ah, that boot's fucking terrifying. A great Cry Wolf hide in plain sight scenario with other people dressing like it. Again, building tension. Mike McCarstle says only a few years off. She definitely could have been Rogue and arguably would have been better than Patron. And this beginning is amazing. Also, they in real life obviously got together for years and years. So this moment, this little meet cute is very funny. Based on the setting, which part of Cali would you say this took place in? Not southern, like all the way down here, maybe like mid-California? Good flirting, Courtney Cox. This feels like a beach town, but like mid-California. That's where I'd say. It's gangster. Gail Weathers. Great line. I only ask because similar to the many horror tropes exhibited, there is an unmistakable lack of diversity. I think that was just the 90s. I don't know if that was a regional decision or if that was a 90s decision casting. Fawn's hair fix. Again, there was a time I definitely thought he was the killer. But obviously. Yeah! Wes Craven in a Freddy Krueger sweater. Excellent cameo. Score's a banger, man. So good. And it's smart for the killer to want to take out someone in charge because this gets more school time off, moves suspicion around. Love the mirror jump scares. Also, it works for the character really fucking well. And it also makes you think that maybe he's, the killer's a student. It also makes you think maybe it was one of the students that got kicked out. A lot of great mystery building. Oh! Getting stabbed to death. See it in movies and sometimes it doesn't look painful, but this one... Oh, that reflection shot. The leather jacket in the closet. The Fonz lives. The Fonz lives. Black Loki wanted to be cast as the killer in Scream 5. He would play the innocent Black Loki introverted role, and then boom. There it is. There's your casting. Excellent use of Richard Gere dribble story. A very 90s rumor. Wes Carpenter. Literally a reference to the director of this film through John Carpenter. Wes Craven is I actually forgot it went that meta. A Wes Carpenter film. Oh, in the woods. Now we go from discussing horror movies to full on playing them. I had never seen the original Frankenstein until 2 weeks ago. That's actually, I did not realize was playing there. Now I get that reference. It's alive. Great seed planting here with moving around suspicion. Remember movie stores? Remember video stores? Oh, I miss them. Miss rentals. This character's great. More guilty to innocent misleading. Actually acknowledging the target audience of the film usually being linear and this movie not being. Tinfoil Hat Theory, what if the killer from Scream 2022 is the same killer from Scream 3? Could be. Could be. DB fan, have I watched French Dispatch? I have. I'm actually going to put out a review probably tomorrow on TikTok and Instagram. I liked it a lot, but it's very, very Wes Craven. Like, the most Wes Craven. But I'm going to make a video tomorrow. I did like it, though. But I like Wes Craven. Last reel, the last 20 minutes of a film, back when they used to release them on film every 20 minutes, there was a different reel, so the end. Amazing. God, I miss rentals so much. I love Viv spelling it out. Man, the soundtrack. Am I wrong for wanting a different intro to Scream 5? Intro is basically the same, 1 and 4. I don't know what we're going to get. I kind of want like a Scream 1 throwback with like a Drew Barrymore type cameo. I like the big cameo open. But we'll see. So, small town western California. It's a little more mountainy than beach, but some of the shots felt beach. So I still think mid California. Another great horror movie. The second movie we find out. Try spelling check. Oh, I forgot that was Scream at the grocery store. Fully stocked. That's a stalked and stalked pun. Fully stocked. The ice cream cigarette moment. I like that they acknowledge what they should do as cops and then don't. Should we bring her in? Nah. We don't need to bring her in, but '90s house party in a mansion. Also, if this is anywhere near a coast, that is a $3 million plus house. What an absurd space. I guess these kids are rich, but good God. Random movie pitch. Marvel's War of the Realms, directed by the same person that brought us Bad Times at the El Royale. I don't think we're ready for War of the Realms yet, but I do like that idea, but maybe not yet. But I like where you're coming from, and I liked Bad Times at the El Royale. Cosigned. Gail Weathers at a house party. I just love saying her full name so very much. Oh, future husband and wife. Do you think we'll get a 1 or 2 Ghostfaces in Scream 5? I think just 1. But we'll see. I can't fucking wait. Oh. Before cell phones, everything was different. Grab your sneaky mini DV cam, Gail Weathers. I miss this. I was such a house party guy. And sometimes horror movies are a great background. But like drinking and with friends and watching horror movies, I miss. Especially this COVID times. What's your least favorite horror trope? Mine is incompetent parents. Uh-oh, we're about to lose Rose McGowan. My least favorite horror trope is... Have a good time, watch the drive-in. Amazing. I love this. Dewey's just excited. Least favorite horror trope. Dumb cheerleaders. Because a lot of the cheerleaders I know are really smart, and I think it kind of fucked up cheering. I say dumb cheerleaders. This party scene's great. Let's see. I wonder why you think it's 1. You probably figured out with your 130 IQ. 141 IQ. Thank you very much. I think it's 1 because we'll be expecting more, and I think in this age of technology, you can do more as one person. But, oh, that fisheye is weird. There's this strange fisheye in this garage scene. We've seen the fisheye a couple times. Once there was a really wide lens for the Henry Winkler killing as they moved through the office, but that was a really noticeable strange fisheye. I wonder if they just needed that big of a lens to capture the whole garage, make it feel claustrophobic. I don't know, that was a weird choice. The lens went really, really broad for no reason. This was one of the kills they did in the Scary Movie spoof, very memorably. Incompetence in general from people who would otherwise be reasonably intelligent, as Michael McCarstle's. Fair. Like when a scientist is dumb, drives me nuts. But yeah, my trope would be cheerleaders. Michael McCarstle's would be general incompetence, especially with a smart character. Completely agree. I just feel like they've ruined real life cheerleaders through horror movies. But yes, this general incompetence is a very fair point. Michael Lamb is a legend. You're correct. That is how we do these watchalongs. Everyone thank the great Michael McCarstle. That is how and why we are here watching Scream tonight. I like that the cheap suits are like not sparkly, and they did a little extra in the suit. I spit on your garage. You see like the extra texture in the suit? This audio is from TikTok right now. Which is super meta because it's her making fun of horror movies in a horror movie, and now people on TikTok are using a horror movie, talking about a horror movie in their audio. It's Scream just lives on. See, he wants the fear before he kills him, which is a great like extra bit of psychopath, which is so fun with the villain reveal. Again, I love how fallible the killer is. How like you can hurt him because it's a person. So many people in movies you don't realize like the actual ability to harm the big bad is what sells it. So like in superhero movies, when the big bad's too big, it doesn't work. Same with horror movies. This murder is rough, which is why they used it in Scary Movie. Now I'm sure that wouldn't really happen, but I don't want to find out. Ugh, what a murder. Love how you can track technology advancing through the Scream series. Yeah, dude, Jack's Packet, I agree. And obviously knowing what he just did and then that run-in yell. Great. They hit so many more horror movie references than I thought. Great, great, great world building for what's to come. And what's interesting is the friend saying that the trauma of why she doesn't want to be touched as the mom is what led this to happen. But obviously that's the thing that's been protecting her, so it's the friend that caused it all, which is just good dialogue back and forth. Falling while fleeing the killer is Jack's Packet's least favorite trope. Excellent one. Ghostface reminds me of a cat playing with its food. It is a very nice analogy. Yes, music to cry to. I do like that he enjoys the murder, which makes the reveal who the killer is even better. The camera delay from the house to the van is a horror chef's kiss. Yeah, it's the opposite of a trope. It's great world building. I totally agree, Jack's Packet. Chef's kiss. Ooh. She's about to lose her superpower. Kept her alive in the tropes of tropes. That guy's great. That one line guy is fantastic. It's too red. Them watching a horror movie while horror occurs. I fucking love the Scream franchise. Never showed her tits till she went legits. Jamie Foxx. Now he's explaining the virginity whilst virginity is being lost. Clever, clever. And this is right after Billy's just maimed the best friend. Now we got horror rules, even more spelled out, upcoming. Genius. What the humor balance is what makes this film so special. Agreed. And Black Loki says, when Gail freaks out with the cameraman's bloody corpse in the window shield. Hey! Now we assume we're losing Matt Lillard, and yet he's gonna go become Ghostface. And now we have that 30-second delay so we can actually see what's happening. Oh, Dewey's gonna get some snuggles. Maybe more. Ma'am, I'm Deputy Dewey. Perry Nemiroff's cat named Dewey, by the way, in honor of the great Deputy Dewey. Here we are. Getting to know Dewey himself. Ooh. So that shows that Lillard knows about the death of his lady, as is. But it was still Loomis. The two killers thing is so genius for, like, accountability of, like, needing a obligatory tit shot, needing an alibi. Like, it's genius. Great editing following multiple people in this house, still maintaining spatial awareness for the audience and goddamn right, and the POV shot with the camera. Jesse says Scream 6 should really capitalize on all the Apple products and placements and call it ice cream. Guys, Scream 6. I scream. You scream. We all scream. For ice cream. Fucked up. Oh, about to lose our guy. Or will we? I love that this allows us to split focus. Now we're heading to the third act. The virginity kind of splits the second and third act. Escalation, splitting focus, a lot of characters at play. Who's the killer? Dwight Riley, Dewey. Gail Weathers, news reporter. You are Gail Weathers. Dewey saying freeze at a car. And the character's derpy and a little, like, you know, dumb, but Scary Movie did it no favors, because he's like an incompetent cop, but he's not an idiot. Kind of dumb. But the Scary Movie franchise... Actually, you know what? I'd maybe say that this helped build his career, and the Scary Movie franchise, making fun of it, is really what, like, affected his whole damn career. Poor David Arquette. Dewey's on duty. Aww. She clearly enjoyed it. Billy Loomis, bad in bed confirmed. And now she gotta die. I love this, that they give us seeds. Clever, quick response. Oh, and that's the way she knows. I love that. Such details. I don't believe you, Rogue. And you shouldn't. Oh. Good building of distrust. Brilliant. And him planting ahead with the white shirt. Genius. Very much playing with his food. God, this movie's so good. Now we fully know that Billy Loomis isn't the killer. I thought that toss was so clever, like the offensive defensive choice. Stay by the boat. Get out of there, Sydney. Get out of there. Ooh, first time we see from the other side. First time she knows her best friend is dead. This is when we think we're losing Jamie Foxx. And he's watching the expert that knows what to do. He knows what to do. Layers and layers and layers here. Look behind you. Fucking love this movie. There's nobody behind me. I got a wall right here. That's why you don't put a couch in the middle of the room. Murder. Love this. It manages to be meta in movie and about movie. Genius. Oh! The body count in this. Bananas. While still feeling believable-ish. Van is smart, safe. Kinda. That score. I too love Stu's house. I want it. Guys, if I get a talk show sold and I get the millions of dollars that would afford me Stu's house, we're going to have a koi pond party. It's going to be awesome. Maybe we'll watch Scream. One day. Can you imagine if they had pulled an April Fool's Day twist on Scream? I mean, one of these movies could. That's why Happy Death Day works so well. The screams from the horror movie about a horror movie in a horror movie where the screams are making him nervous, which is going to make him a lesser cop. Wes Craven is a genius. Was a genius, is a genius. Wes Craven, genius. Party, Michael McCarstle. It's coming. One of these years. Oh. Here's Black Loki's moment. It's coming. I know he's excited. He had no idea. He was almost just murdered. Ooh. Ooh. The old blood wipe. I mean, you gotta get out of there. Gail Weathers. She'll do anything. Well, there goes your vehicle. I get both parties. I see why it happened. Not unrealistic. One needs to be rescued. One's terrified. Well, both terrified. Here we are. Sydney says, fuck Gail Weathers. I'm gonna find my own way out. I have never had the imitation Guinness from Aldi's. There's no Aldi's out here, Ephraim Guzman. I have never had fake Guinness. Love the subtle lesson, gun controlled but given by the antagonist that comes back to bite him later. Also a very good point. Now we think Dewey's bitten it, which is very clever. They do that really well in the sequels too, the think a lost cause, because you don't see the last breath. It's like comic book rules. If the character doesn't die on screen, they ain't dead, but that is well done here. Oh. Killer disarmed vehicle, very clever. Playing with food, terrifying. Not sure how he did that. Oh, remote unlock. Okay, I was like, wait a second. Michael McCarstle. Coy's too proud of an Irishman to drink imitation Guinness. Haha. You're not wrong. It's got to be authentic. It's very funny. Oh, smart. Distractor with the unlock. Going through the trunk. You got the power. Great final girl Sydney handled her business, but she is now mortal because she done fucked Billy Loomis. Great Dutch angle, into balance, disorienting the audience, making us feel uneasy, escalating the stakes. We are Sydney in this moment, then a POV shot. Now we're fully in Sydney's head. Sydney doesn't know who the killer is, but... Ooh, ooh, ooh. He runs out of camera, back in regular clothes. Very clever. I mean... Yeah, moment of realization for Gail is real. Oh, we got a Loomis. Play it up. Genius work. Oh, now we know. There it is. Killer confirmed. Guns out of your hand. Took another person out. Here we are. Good use of white shirt. That fucking reveal. One gets the voice, one gets the moment. Equal balance of terror. So fucking good. Those voice modulators were so expensive in the 90s. Everyone wanted them. This movie's impact is fucking incalculable. Michael McCarstle, P.S. I'm on a slight delay due to my video lagging. My internet has been iffy lately. Welcome, it sucks. I empathize. We've just had the big reveal. It's incredible. Corn syrup, just like in the movies. Nana. That's the genius of her final girlness. She broke the rule and survived anyway. It's an excellent point. Excellent point, Jack's Packet. She is the final girl. She's allowed to get boned, as everyone should be allowed, and survives. Here's the motive. Very clever. Better use of writing. I love the long game of domestic, like, loneliness. Dark, sad. So fucked. Court case, certainly not. But definitely in movie logic works. Court case is a little trickier. Ooh, time to anniversary adding to the tropes. Oh, this might have held up in some courts. Courts are pretty fucked up. The Kyle Rittenhouse case, they're saying they can't call the people that he murdered victims. So, like, clearly we're living in a world like this where it could have gotten away with it. The world's pretty fucked. Yeah, Spidey Cat's tucked in. He's scared. And this is so, like, frat house pledging and, like, fights and shit. Like, great acting. Planning it out. They obviously didn't know, but it's such good work. Yep. Great. Yeah, the sociopathy of stabbing. But again, this is like frat culture, like bro culture, the punching and like, bloody knuckles. That's very real. Ivan Soto, I did dress up as Ghostface multiple times. There it is, Gail Weathers. Shoot him, Gail. Shoot him, Gail. And they shot hella. Let's see if I come back. I paused it. Right now it's Gail Weathers laying on top of Dewey, and he just said, works better with the safety on. We almost made it to the end. Let's hope this processes and I come back. Okay, we're back. Guys, Gail just fell on him, on Dewey. He just came out saying works better with the safety off. I paused it. I don't have... Let me see if I can get a time code. Oh, here we go. 1:37:42. 1:37:42. I'm about to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, play. Okay, we're still on a shot of Gail and Dewey. We are back. Gail Weathers signing off with the gun. Oh, now we've lost Sydney. We're just crossing the 1:38:05 mark. Okay, Sydney's escaped very smartly. Matt Lillard's going into shock. Things have gone poorly. She's got the voice modulator, keep in mind. Yeah. Love that. Now, if this movie came out today, they'd be like, oh, she's a Mary Sue, a girl can't, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just women are equal or better than us. So here she goes, being victorious. But now we live in an age of people bitching constantly. This is fantastic. I love this. Peer pressure, far too sensitive. I prefer this to the Halloween franchise. Scream is my favorite franchise, horror franchise. Comfortably. I didn't watch the show, though. Does I Know What You Did Last Summer have a Matt Lillard crying? He's so fucking good, and fucking Billy Loomis shit. Does the I Know What You Did Last Summer have a famous killer look like Scream and Jason Voorhees? Kind of. It's like, visually recognizable, but not really, like, iconic. I'm very excited for Bill Murray in Quantumania. Now, she is stalking the killers, playing their own game, very Cressers. Lillard ad-libbed almost all of this scene because he's a goddamn genius. I agree with that. Music's cried too. Never got that Mary Sue thing. What exactly is it? When someone female is powerful, people assume it's bad writing instead of seeing equality in things. Because often dudes are way too powerful for the storyline. But when it's a girl, it's a problem. When a dude, it's not. That's basically the Mary Sue thing. In the Scream costume, taking out Billy Loomis, the playing with her food, source of fear, all of that's genius. But it's not over yet. Twist on twist on twist. So many endings. Evolution. Crazy third act. Love the feathers everywhere. Just visually. And the death by TV for a horror movie obsessive? Come on. It's like death by stereo and Lost Boys. TV today might not kill you. TV in the 90s? Yep. Yep. Genius. And another jump scare with Billy Loomis. He won't die, just like a good Jason or Nightmare on Elm Street. Just keeps going. Great last line. Take him out, Sid. Ooh, finger in the bullet hole, or in the stab hole. Gail Weathers. Took off the safety. What a great fucking death from Billy Loomis, too. This whole fucking scene. Solid death. Man, this movie's fucking great. And bloody as fuck. Yes. I Know What You Did Last Summer, I think, has a show because we're in this nostalgia wave, and it's a story that can keep going. But I don't think it's as iconic. And yes, this cat is fucking adorable. I agree with you, Ivan Soto. And Music to Cry To says, I worked with Lillard on *Halt and Catch Fire*. Extremely kind person, very humble. I've met him a couple times. Impossibly charming. I'm so glad to hear it long term working with him. He's as great as he seems. Fuck yeah. Oh! He's done that a couple times, but will he again? Yes, he will. Now he dead. He dead. Shot in the head dead. Fuck yeah, Sydney. Great final girl. One more jump scare. Save Dad. Good old virgin Jamie Foxx surviving. Malibu's Most Wanted makes it through. We got Dewey. Now we get the beautiful denouement of a good horror movie. This movie's so fucking good. It all began with the scream of a 911. The last lines of dialogue are a commentary on horror movies and a scream. Wes Craven, we miss you. We love you. You did excellent work. This is genius. I can't wait for Scream 5. Our first one without Wes, but I'm very excited that comes out in January. Maybe we'll do more of these in January, maybe not. But this was a blast. I fucking love this movie even more than I remembered. New Scream, less comedic, I hear people saying. How do you feel about that? It better be fucking comedic or I'm out. I'm out if it's not as comedic. I mean, I'll see it, but I'll be bummed. And Jack Quaid's genius. I think the cast is awesome, but it better be... We need the comedy. That's what makes this movie so special. It's a horror comedy. More horror. We'll see, Ivan Soda. We'll see. Music Crowd 2, seriously, Coy, you have the best pillows. I appreciate that. I love them dearly. They're all pretty fucking ridiculous. Alright, you lovelies. This has been our Scream Watch-Along feature-length commentary brought to you by the great patron saint of Watchalongs, Michael McCarstle. Send him all of your appreciation. If you enjoyed this, send Michael McCarstle your thanks. As always, you guys are welcome to join my Patreon. There's all sorts of tiers from a thanks to a Discord to a patron-only pod to sponsoring Watchalongs to sponsoring reviews to all of the above and being a producer. There's all sorts of stuff. That's how I eat, so I appreciate it very, very, very much. The world is healing, so hopefully some more networky and creation stuff happens soon. But for now, that is going to do it for this week's patron content, and you guys can expect some more short videos from me on the YouTube. We have a lot new subscribers, thanks to the Real Rejects. I've been popping up over there fairly often, so if you're new from the Real Rejects, I appreciate you. Sorry, I drank that last sip of beer, and then I didn't recover. Welcome. We're 700 away from 10,000, so I'm very excited for the new subscribers. We're going to hit that 10K mark by the end of the year, which I'm very excited about. This is my son, Spidey Cat. This is what we do on this channel. And again, thank you to Michael McCarstle. That was a blast. It was actually better than I remembered. As I get older, that movie gets more fun, not less, which is a fucking rare thing. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you. If you're randomly finding this on YouTube, welcome. Like, subscribe, comment. All the stuff you're supposed to do on YouTube. I'm always bad at wrapping these out, so I'm just going to leave. Michael McCarstle, you're the fucking man. I will talk to you all very soon. Keep an eye out for Schmodown stuff, Real Reject stuff, the Big Thing stuff. On Friday, we're doing the Amazing Spider-Man review. All sorts of goodness coming at you. All right, I'll see you lovely soon. Be well, be safe, hug your family, have some good beer. Bye. Scream so